Hello everyone, Mocha Bear here. Welcome back to Mocha Bear's Hobby Den. Today we are going to continue talking about the playable races for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Shall we get started? So just to give you all a heads up, me and my group did finally have our session 0 for our upcoming homebrew campaign that I will be running for D&D 5th edition. I will be doing a recap, very short recap of the session 0 shortly. Probably not next week, but hopefully the week after that. Looking forward to this campaign. I was asked if I'd be recording it, and I thought about it. I might do some audio recording, maybe some video recording of my face, but we'll definitely have some video recording of any fights that we have with battle maps. So that means I'm going to be getting my players 3D minis made for them from Hero Forge. So I'm looking forward to that. But what you are here for is the playable races of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and we're moving on to some of my favorites. So we are moving on to the G section of Mordenkainen's Monsters of the Multiverse, and that is going to be the Air Genasi. So again, as always, pause to read all the information if you want. This is talking about the Genasi in general, that little blurb right there. They have a typical lifespan of 120 years, but Air Genasi traits, again, feel free to pause and read all this information if you want. But we are moving on to the important thing, which are the traits, the feats. So, creature type, you are, you can read that. You are humanoid. Size, you are medium or small. You choose the size when you select this race. Now, this is something new. Originally, it was just medium. Now you can be medium or small. Speed, your walking speed is 35 feet, and that is specific to the Air Genasi. Dark vision, you can see in dim light, 60 feet of you. Typical dark vision, if you watched any of the previous videos in this playlist, you've seen dark vision. This is also new. Originally, only the Fire Genasi had dark vision, and unlike how it says you discern colors in that darkness only as shades of gray, theirs was you discern colors in that darkness only as shades of red. It's cool that we have dark vision for all the Genasi now. Unending breath. You can hold your breath indefinitely while you're not incapacitated. Lightning resistance. You have resistance to lightning damage. And mingle with the wind. You know the shocking grasp cantrip. Starting at 3rd level, you can cast the Feather Fall spell with this trait without requiring a material component. Starting at 5th level, you can also cast the Levitate spell with this trait without requiring a material component. Once you cast Feather Fall or Levitate with this trait, you can't cast that spell with it again until you finish a long rest. You can also cast either of those spells using any spell slots you have of the appropriate level. Again, Intelligence, Wisdom, Charisma, spellcasting ability you choose when you create this character, or when you select this race. I feel Air Genasi would be great as monks, bards, and wizards. Sorcerers as well, especially if you go with the Storm Sorcerer, the Storm origin. But I really think that they make great monks and bards and wizards for sure. Next up, we have the Earth Genasi. Now, don't have to pause to read this. The first paragraph there is the same information on all 4 Genasi. Yes, there are 4 of these guys. So, Earth Genasi traits, again, pause to read that information if you want. Boop, boop, boop. All right. Creature type, you are humanoid. Size, you are medium or small. You choose size when you select this race. Speed, your walking speed is 30 feet. Again, dark vision. Earth walk, you can move across difficult terrain without expending extra movement if you're using your walking speed on the ground or a floor. Merge with stone, you know the Blade Ward cantrip. You can cast it as normal, and you can also cast it as a bonus action a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, regaining all expended uses when you finish a long rest. That is pretty cool. They're the only race I know of that's been improved to where they gain a cantrip that they can cast as a bonus action. That's normally an action. Starting at 5th level, you can cast the Pass Without a Trace spell with this trait without requiring a material component. Once you cast that spell with this trait, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. You can also cast it using any spell slots you have of 2nd level or higher. Again, Intelligence, Wisdom, Charisma. Select when you choose this race. Now, because they got Blade Ward cantrip as an option to be cast as a bonus action, they don't get a third, they don't get a spell that they can cast starting at third level. So for the Earth Genasi, they would make great barbarians. They'd make great fighters. I think they'd make really good druids as well. Maybe even a paladin would be really cool to have, especially if you're wearing heavy armor. That pass without trace would give you a +10 to any stealth check that you're gonna be working with. So I think barbarian, fighter, and paladin would be great. Of course, a monk. A monk in all reality would fit any of the Genasi. But moving on, fire Genasi. Again, it's the same paragraph there. Again, pause to read what you want about the Earth Genasi traits and their lore, their backgrounds. Creature type. Alright, you are a humanoid. Size, you are medium or small. Speed, your walking speed is 30 feet. Dark vision, it's normal dark vision. They got rid of the seeing in shades of red. It's now shades of gray. Fire resistance, you have resistance to fire damage. Reach to the blaze. You know the produce flame cantrip. Starting at 3rd level, you can cast the Burning Hand spell with this trait. Starting at 5th level, you can also cast the Flame Blade spell with this trait without requiring a material component. Once you cast Burning Hands or Flame Blade with this trait, you can't cast that spell with it again until you finish a long rest. You can also cast either of those spells using any spell slots you have at the appropriate level. Intelligence, Wisdom, Charisma, select when you create this race. So Fire Genasi, I feel, would make great druids. They would make interesting bards. They would make good fighters. Monk is, again, all 4 of the Genasi would make great monks. Sorcerer would be cool, but I feel like a wizard. I'm thinking either a ranger could do as well, but I personally would either make a wizard or a warlock. And thinking about it, I think they'd be really good for either a fighter, a warlock, or a wizard. That's my opinion. That's my personal preference. Moving on to the last Genasi, Water Genasi. Again, same paragraph. Again, pause to read the information about the Water Genasi. Creature type. You are a humanoid. Size, you are medium or small. Speed, your walking speed is 30 feet. And you have a swimming speed equal to your walking speed. Acid resistance. You have resistance to acid damage. Amphibious. You can breathe air and water. Call to the wave. You know the acid splash cantrip. Starting at 3rd level, you can cast the Create or Destroy Water spell with this trait. Starting at 5th level, you can also cast the Water Walk spell with this trait without requiring material component. Once you cast Create or Destroy Water or Water Walk with this trait, you can't cast that spell with it again until you finish a long rest. Cast either of those spells using spell slots, appropriate level, Intelligence, Wisdom, Charisma, and then of course for some reason, they do have dark vision, but they moved dark vision to the bottom. I think they realized at the last thing, like, oh crap, we forgot to put dark vision in. But for Water Genasi, I feel like they would make great bards. They'd make great sorcerers. They'd be a cool ranger, especially if you're an aquatic ranger. Also wizard, of course, or warlock. But me personally, if I were to narrow it down to 3, I would go with either a cleric would be good too. So I'm thinking my top 3 would be cleric, sorcerer, wizard. Those would be my personal 3 right there. But again, like I said, they all would make good monks as well. So another short, sweet, simple video on playable races for D&D 5th edition. We went through the 4 Genasi. We are getting close to the end of this book of Mordenkainen's Monsters of the Multiverse. I will be moving on to some different books throughout the next few videos. Maybe the next video will have several different books, just because there are some playable races that are in, for example, in the Eberron book. Some of the races that are in this book are in that book, but they've been updated for here. But there are some races in there that did not get transferred over, one of which is a really cool race that I will go over. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you found it informative. If you did, please give this video a like, hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. Then once you do that, hit the bell icon, set notifications to all to get notified when I upload videos and do live streams. I will be doing a live stream next month in July because my 2-year anniversary is July 10th. Now, that is a Wednesday. I will be working, so like what I did with my first stream on this channel, I will be streaming on a Sunday, so it will be that following Sunday, which is July 14th. That will be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm gonna try to make that a 2-hour stream. That was the plan with the last one, but it ended up being a 3-hour stream, so we'll see what happens. I think I will be doing a paint video, a paint stream again, but I might be paying some of my Warhammer minis, or I might be paying some of my D&D minis. We'll see. Maybe I should paint some monsters for my campaign that I'm having coming up. We'll see what happens. Look forward to that. Also, comment down below if you enjoyed this episode, if you're enjoying this playlist. So I smacked my microphone. Let me know what you think about it, what you don't like. I would love to hear your input. If you are excited to see when I get to the playable races for third-party products, such as Kobold Press, I'm looking forward to that. Also, please share this video, bring awareness to my channel, continue to help me to grow. I've broken over 300 subscribers within 2 years. That is amazing. Let's see if we can get to 350 before July 10th. Let's see if we can do that. I believe in you. I believe in you. We've got over a month to go before we get to the actual official 2-year anniversary. So try to help me get there to 350. 350 is our goal. Gonna go ahead and end it there. So please, as always, take care of yourself. Until next time, hobby on.